I've been talking to you guys on mute. I'm like, hey, Carrie, hey, Desiree, Diane. Nobody's waving.
All right, those of you that have your video conference bingo file, you can circle Nicole was on mute.
Sorry. Worst thing ever. Also, along with the word pivot.
Look at Jill. She's got the card. Here's what I've got. We
Pivot
actually
means
create a
drink.
bingo card to send to people with a dry erase markers. It's part of our pre-event experience kit sometimes.
Story.
Welcome, everybody. If you're just joining us, come on in. Tell us where you're from. What you got in your cup.
Sing it. Jody, Vanu, hi.
Hi, guys. This is so much fun.
Yay!
Heidi, you want to know what's in my cup? My second attempt at coffee. I made a full pot of coffee and never put any water in the machine. I'm walking around the house this morning. What is that burning smell?
Oh my God.
There cannot be a fire today. Like,
No, not allowed. No fires today.
It's out
Kids,
of
don't
coffee.
set
I
the
gotta
house
go
on
make some
fire.
That's why it's safer to drink wine. You can't burn it.
I like your style.
That's the best advice I've heard all day.
Wait, it's
In my
already 6
defense-
hours ahead. It's
It's
like
11
put that in
o'clock
the
at night.
Well, welcome, everybody. We are so excited to have you here today. Before we kick it off, I think our room parent, Heidi, has things she has been told to say. So, Heidi, this is your moment. This is your time,
this is
girl.
my moment, and I can't
This is
find my
it.
script.
You get your script.
Welcome, everybody, to the Age of Conversation. We're so excited to have you here. For the best viewing experience, go to the top right corner and hit speaker view. The coolest thing that happened to Zoom this week is we could spotlight more than one person. Yay for Zoom and for teachers who needed that. We are planning to record today, so if you're not comfortable with that, we are on record, so we ask that you kindly leave. We would love your questions in chats. And I know Liz and Nicole will probably hang out in Central Perk at some point today where their conversation can continue. We got a lot of tracks today. This is the main session. We got a lot going on, and we're excited, and we're probably forgetting all the housekeeping rules. We're just going to keep you on mute while Liz and Nicole take over, and I'm going to get out of the spotlight, right?
All right, is that all you got, Heidi? Okay. It's us,
Good.
Nicole. We're here. Okay. So, hi, my name is Liz.
I'm Nicole, and this is Age of Conversation Summit. Oh my God, we made it.
We made it. So here's the deal. 6 weeks ago, Nicole and I were sitting around going, okay, it's not that we're bored and have nothing to do. It's that we're bored with like the webcast, the same old thing over and over again. And we just wanted something to look forward to. And so we were like, what about if in 6 weeks, we just made an event? And so we thought, what do we do? Haute Dokimazo is all about conversation. That's what we do. So what if we created an event that was all about conversation? But then we were like, yeah, we don't have time to make an event. So what could we do? And the thing that we've been hearing from everyone since March is I am an event professional, but I'm not a virtual event professional, but I got furloughed or laid off, or I need to change my job, but I have no history or knowledge or experience being a virtual event professional. So we thought, well, if we're going to do an event, what if we bring in event professionals to learn to become virtual event professionals? So at the end of 6 weeks, everybody who has been a part of this has actual real live experience being a virtual event professional. And that was the idea. That's what we created. So what you're seeing is a real event coming to life with real event professionals who are learning as we go. So we're all learning this new tool. We're all learning how to put this together. We're all learning how to navigate it. This is for us a whole event that is behind the scenes.
100%. And we have had so much fun putting this together. I am so proud of this entire planning team. I can't even tell you. And the cool thing that we did was we wanted to share this experience with everybody. So we said, okay, let's how do you plan a transparent event? And how do we get rid of behind the scenes? So what we did was we live streamed all of our planning meetings. Everybody could have access to our planning document. Anybody could jump in there and give suggestions, that kind of thing, that weren't on the volunteer or the planning team. And it was amazing. And so I heard that somebody had a slumber party and watched us a planning meeting for their slumber party. That makes me, I mean, I don't know what kind of goals you have in your life, but that was on mine. I didn't even know. And yes, that's fantastic. So it's just been so cool to just be able to share everything, because that's really what Haute Dokimazo is about. We have a steal this mentality. We hope you take everything and go and try and a piece of it or all of it and do it yourself. So it's just been amazing. And I can't even.
we can even though. So all day long we can even, and we all can even together. So this is about conversation. And although we are being like show right now and just talking at you, I love that your videos are on. You can switch to gallery view at any point during the day and see everybody that is on here. We invite you to come off mute. One thing I want to make sure you know is that you can hold down your space bar to unmute yourself like a walkie-talkie. So I would like everyone to try that right now. Hold down your space bar and say hi.
Hey.
Hi.
Hi.
I love it. So at any point during your Zoom conversations, if you can't find that unmute button, as long as you've got Zoom as kind of the window that's up front, you can use the space bar to unmute, say hi, contribute, and then go back on mute so the dogs are barking and the kids and all that stuff doesn't get heard. So that's the fun part about this. Now, those of you that know Haute Dokimazo and the way that we do things, we always do this group retrospective at the end of our conversations, our spontaneous think tanks. So we thought we would take this grand kickoff event and do everything backwards and invite on the planning team who made this event come to life and do the group retrospective for what it was like to create a virtual event from scratch in 6 weeks. And you guys can all hear the behind the scenes stuff. And I'm gonna put Lucas on the spot because, oh, he looks like he's on the phone. Okay, as soon as Lucas is not on the phone, he's front. I see him smiling. He heard me talking about him. So I'm gonna watch him and when he's ready. So I will give you a little background on Kiko Chat and why we used Kiko Chat. I found Lucas in a Slack channel. So we were in these like field event marketer Slack channel conversations. And he just very casually put this little thing up that said, hey, anybody want to run an unconference? I have this tool. And I was like, hi. Hey. And then we met Lucas. So Lucas, can you tell us a little bit about this thing that you created?
Sure, Lucas here, north of New York City, about 20 miles. I'm an open space facilitator, which is a way to organize conferences where you show up with a blank agenda and people populate the agenda with topics that morning. And I'm a software engineer and a veteran and connected with Liz and Nicole and this whole team. It's been fantastic. So I've just listened to facilitators since 2015 and we've been building a social wrap around Zoom. So we've been doing this for about 5 years and this is by far the most innovative event. I can't wait to see how it goes today.
Thank you so much, Lucas. Thank you for letting us destroy everything you tried to build so soundly.
Everything. All right.
Those of you who know us know that we bend Zoom like Neo bends the Matrix, and we have done the same thing to Kiko Chat. So if you're wondering why the entire thing looks like the inside of a Lisa Frank Trapper Keeper, it is because we created this event to take you back to a simpler time, to remind yourself of those Saturday mornings when you ate nothing but sugary cereal and watched TV and talked to your friends, and when conversation was more important than content. And so that's where this thing came about. So our planning team, I would like to pull you guys up here and get you to tell us how this experience was for you. Yes. Volunteers so I can find you. I saw.
And then as she's pulling them up, in all of our Haute Dokimazo events, we do something called the retrospective, which is what we're going to do now. It's what did you love? What should we change for next time? And it's all bearing, so put it all out there.
So I got Desiree and Carrie up here first. You ladies have been incredible, pulling together speakers and content and conversation leaders. Tell us what it was like 5 weeks ago when you said, sure, I'll help.
I'm thinking that I'm crazy. But I'm
Carrie,
a crazy.
I'll let you answer that.
Awesome. Yeah, I'll start. Hey, everyone. I'm Carrie Abernathy. Yes, this is the Max. This is Saved by the Bell. This is so appropriate for right now. The last 5 weeks, I love this, Lucy. I feel like you were on Slack 24/7. Yes, I have lived and slept and breathed this conference, literally like with the phone next to my ear, pinging all night long for 5 weeks, because we had 5 weeks to execute a vision, and the vision was make this the most epic conference that has ever happened so far in the virtual eventscape. And we were like, okay, let's do it. So it was full on. It was fast paced, to say the least. Des and I gave ourselves, because we had about 5 weeks, 6 weeks maybe, we gave ourselves 2 weeks to pull together 100 speakers and basically 100 hours of all the content that you'll see. We gave ourselves 2 weeks to pull it together and schedule it so that the team would have like 3 to 4 weeks to market it and have like the meat to get out to you guys. So it was when I say 24/7, like Des and I are new best friends. I think we're family. There wasn't a time of day we couldn't call each other or talk to each other, which same for all of the volunteers and planning committee. Like, I know you're so sick of my name, my email, my phone calls, but thank goodness for all of you, because this has been an incredible learning experience. I'm literally bursting right now. Can't wait for all of you to get into those session rooms, to see all of the crazy things that we have for you. We have business sessions, entertainers that you've never even heard of before. Like, I can't get into it right now. I'm going to give away too much. And you get to see it over the next month. So enjoy your time with it today. I'm going to turn it over to Des to talk about scheduling, because that's been a whole other beast. So content here, throw it down to Des for scheduling.
Oh my gosh. Hi, everybody. This is so exciting. I feel like this has been, I usually equate planning events to giving birth. And then on event day, you do a little dance and you're so excited. I've never given birth in 6 weeks before. So this was truly an experience. And I learned a lot as a person and as a planner participating in this event. So my background is corporate planning and venue management. So looking at moving into the online space was something that was really exciting for me. Now, I've done webinars and group chats and all that kind of stuff, but to actually pull together an entire event that had the feeling of being in person felt like it was the perfect challenge for me for everything that's happening right now. It just felt like it was a perfect fit. So I was more than excited when Liz emailed me and said, "You've been picked as part of the team." And then, just like Carrie said, about a week into it, I don't know how many times I asked myself, what the hell did I sign up for? And I was actually thinking to myself, I don't think this is for me. And Carrie and I were so great at talking each other off the ledge. I think there was a 3 a.m. text message session at once where Carrie and I are like, we can do this, we got this. So it's just been really great. I feel like over the past 6 weeks, we have become the hot family. Working with these volunteers have been amazing. It's been great to see people who don't normally do what they've been doing for the event really step into their role and embrace it. Working with Melissa and her communications has been awesome. Her and I have tag teamed each other quite a few times. Hey, how does this sound? Hey, what do you think about this? So it's just been really great being able to grow as a planner and get to know all these people and build my skills as well. So as far as the schedule goes, it moved fast. Carrie was a beast when it came to finding the right speakers for this event, and that was exciting too. So I kind of just watched Carrie in full motion, and I probably got no less than 50 emails from Carrie a day. And even at one point I went, doesn't this woman sleep? So it was great to see how she just she set me up for success, and that worked out really well. So I tried to do the same when it was my turn to turn the agenda over to the session admin team. Is how can we pass the baton in a way that felt seamless and helped the next step be successful as well. So it's just incredible, and I'm so excited that you're all here. It's just 6 weeks. It felt like it flew by, and then at times I was like, 6 weeks, the heck is going on? So I'm just super excited.
When we first kicked off, we did what we call an innovator's compass, which was it was a blank Compass board where we got the entire planning team together, and I had come up with what I thought should be the roles that the 10 people on the planning team would play. We all got in together and did this sticky note exercise where we started with what's happening in the world right now and why. And then we move up to the principles part of what matters most to people in the world right now. And then we created this section on dream ideas. What are the craziest things we could come up with to do at a virtual event, the not even possible things? And then from that, pull down into the experiments and what should we be experimenting with that we could actually pull off in 6 weeks. And so that's how this process all began, the very first kickoff meeting. And after we did this, the team actually kind of rearranged some of those roles based on how they thought we needed to accomplish this entire scenario here. So for Carrie and Des, I would like to know why you decided that we needed 100 conversations to go on, because that was not part of anything that we prescribed. So where did this number of people come from?
I don't know where the number came from. I tend to make up things in my head and need to get there, right? Like I'm a meeting planner. I have to have some goal. But we started talking about these tracks, and the tracks sort of like formed on their own. Like I don't remember how they formed or what happened there, but they were magically there. And suddenly we had like 9 really good tracks. And then I'm thinking about all of the hours that we had to hit. We wanted to hit UK hours and some Australian hours and Thailand and like all of these other things. And I was like, okay, yeah, we need 100 speakers. And then I started filling in the tracks in my mind. You know, Des hadn't slotted them yet, but I was like, she's going to need more content. They're going to want more content. And then I would get a great speaker on one topic and I'm like, ooh, but now we need another speaker on this topic. And it would just like, it spiraled out of control. And I literally reached out to networks upon networks. And I asked people who I'd never even met before, who like I was inspired by and obsessed with and wanted to hear from. And when they said yes, it just started happening. And all of a sudden it was like, we're going to have 100 speakers. We're going to have 100 hours of content. This is going to be insane. This is going to be bigger than anything we've ever done. And I think it just kind of like, it grew its own like wings and took off at one point.
And so I will say from a planning process, it started out with just this tab. We had this shared Google Doc, and it was Carrie putting in, oh, this person wants to speak. Here's the potential tab. And then once they got confirmed, it would move to the confirm tab. And then from there, she would say, oh, this person wants this time, and this person wants this time. And about 2 weeks ago, we moved over to the schedule tab where Desiree was able to start actually slotting in. Look at all of these tracks we have, and this person's going to speak here, and this person's going to speak here, and this is the Lego building blocks that brought it all together. So this was incredible, and I just want to say thank you both to Desiree and Carrie for pulling all of this together. From you, where did it then turn over to? Our session admins, is that where it went next?
Yep.
Yeah.
Once we got the agenda put together, we handed it off to Kate and Ann and the amazing session admin teams, and they, oh my gosh, ran with it. They saw the agenda. I remember Kate sent me a message. I honestly think it was like 4 a.m. She's like, I just saw your spreadsheet and this is so awesome. It was just, it was incredible. So they really took the torch and ran with all of these sessions and started to put together some amazing session admin teams.
And then I'm looking for you, Kristen. Are you on? Are you Kristen with the exclamation point?
Yes, I am. That's me.
Okay, got you. Okay, so now session admin team. So these are the people that you guys are going to see in each of the session rooms. So Kate and Kristen, tell us how this went.
This started as chaos.
Chaos. All right, we lost Ann. Ann, we lost your audio.
This definitely started as chaos. It turned into the well-oiled machine you're gonna see.
So the session admins are all volunteers. We found them through various channels of reaching out on LinkedIn and Instagram and saying, hey, if you need experience in virtual events, come volunteer for this and get trained on how to do it. So that was the first step. So how did you train them? How did you decide what everyone needed to be trained on?
So really the hard part was, and we were talking about this earlier, is we are told to run this event without knowing what the event was. At that time, we didn't know there would be 100 different sessions going on and everything else. So we're planning for the unknown. So the first call was a call out for volunteers. Then it kind of became this natural progression of, okay, we have volunteers and now we have 3 weeks to get everything ready. So then it turned to a training, which was really training them on Zoom, on Kiko, on really anything to make this that the speaker might possibly want, because right then we didn't have an agenda. Once the agenda was finalized, then it became, okay, you guys are trained up, let's now get you guys doing tech rehearsals with your speakers, and then everything in between. So it was a lot of on the fly learning what none of us really know. I like to think that everyone's now a great Zoom expert, but also a YouTube expert, because you don't know everything that you need to know, and YouTube has the answers when you don't need to know it, as well as this great resource on Slack where everyone then became able to ask questions on our Slack channel of, I don't know how to do this. And they'd be jumping into these Kiko rooms with someone they've never met before, learning from other people of how to work Zoom, how to make it the best session for their speaker. So it's kind of been amazing to watch it unfold. I'll hand it over to Kate, see what she's got to say.
Yeah, no, this has been a really amazing experience. As everybody said, kind of the planning in 6 weeks is definitely a different process than we're used to. But what I've loved about managing the room parents is we have 30 volunteers. And so it's not just the training, but they have all stepped in, as you know, both Ann and Kristen have said, to help each other. So, you know, John led some of the Zoom training. They've helped each other with Kiko training. Someone curated a custom Spotify playlist that we can use. They're all helping each other figure out how to manage in Slack and in Zoom. They created their own checklists for today that are specific to this event. So it isn't just about, you know, show up and do a job. They have been working for 5 weeks to get ready for this day, to make sure that, you know, the speakers are prepared and that we've got good transitions between speakers, and, you know, the handoffs from one room parent to another as their shifts change. I mean, it's been a really a great learning, hopefully, for them, as they are literally virtual session producers now. So it's been a really fun process, and I've so enjoyed working with Ann and Kristen and all of our room parents. It's been amazing. We call it the dream team.
Yeah,
and
you
Kristen
guys are the dream team.
Interviewed and landed a job during this time, so congratulations, Kristen.
I did, which that goes to our planning process just in general. All of our meetings have been recorded. So when we have volunteers from we have volunteers coming over from Europe to help us out on this. So they're able to catch up on these recordings and everything else. So it's been a completely different planning process.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we have volunteers from 3, if not 4 continents.
Mm-hmm. So great.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, ladies. This is incredible. And as you all are going to experience today, as we call them, room parents, because remember, we're going back to a similar time. So our room moms and dads are going to be in these breakout rooms hanging out. The Zoom rooms will be open throughout the day. So you're going to see the behind the scenes as a speaker comes in, and we're preparing them for it. So if you happen to be in between sessions, that's what's going on. But this is all about conversation and sharing how it works. So Kate and Kristen and Ann, thank you for preparing everybody so well. And it's going to be a phenomenal day. So now that we have content and we have session administrators, we have to communicate with everybody. So I would like to bring up the communications team. Danielle, who has our kind of concierge piece, and then Melissa, who has been doing some of the outbound marketing content. And then let's see, do we have anybody else from comms here? Jennifer, are you here? As soon as I find you.
Yes. Another dream team. I mean, everybody. And I love that this is truly what the event community is all about, is helping each other. And here we had to, and it was an amazing just ground for that to happen. And so it's just makes us proud to be a part of it. Yeah. Okay,
we don't have Jennifer on, but we have Melissa and Danielle. So Melissa, I would like to understand, how did you plan what the attendee communications needed to be and how we were going to outbound without knowing what the content was?
and that's exactly right. I felt like those first week and a half or so, I was sort of waiting in the wings because I didn't really know what I was supposed to communicate. We didn't have a plan other than, hey, it's $20, join us because it's going to be amazing. I promise it's going to be amazing. So what was awesome for me personally was being able to be part of all the different conversations. So I communicated with Desiree and Carrie and to try to learn what their process was. And as we were ramping up, I could start to kind of think about what that looked like. And so being able to just blast every day to the HD list. So hopefully all of you that received those daily emails enjoyed them. And just quick story. I wrote my first email and Liz responded, okay, I zhuzhed it up a little bit. And I was like, oh, okay, I understand how you work now. Good, great, awesome, thank you. So once I understood the tone, what?
How to be crazy?
How to be crazy, yeah. Well, because I came from an association planning background where, there was no crazy. It was straight-laced and no crazy. So that was a learning curve for me, and I loved it. So thank you so much for helping me learn how to do that. But then once we had content, it was just so much fun to just really highlight everybody. I wish we had more time because I would have loved to have done more emails highlighting more of these amazing speakers. That was a big bummer on my side because we just didn't have time to really focus on every single phenomenal session that you guys are going to see today. And I wish we had. But so we planned getting the word out. That was the biggest thing. How are we going to get the word out? We wanted you guys to get excited. We wanted people to register. And then on the flip side, I had to communicate with the attendees who had already registered because what's the worst thing? You register for something and then you never hear from them again, right? We hate that. We hate that. So I wanted to make sure that the folks that had registered didn't feel like they were being forgotten. So it was a balance of who's getting communications when, and I was writing emails every single day. So thank you, Liz, for helping me through that, and Nicole for helping me through that. It was a great learning experience. And I loved, for me, I got to be a little piece of every department. I worked with the session admins. I worked with Desiree and Carrie. I worked with Danielle a little. Like, it was just nice to just be able to kind of float and be part of everything. So that's what I loved personally for me.
Awesome. And then Danielle, you and your team jumped in to actually welcome people. So how did you plan that?
Yeah, so I'm going to be honest, I didn't have a plan in the beginning because I was like, what? I've never used Slack before. I didn't know what I was getting myself into. I was getting all these messages all day long. And I'm like, what is going on? So that was my plan, to kind of just first understand what the heck was going on in Slack. And then our small but mighty group, we call ourselves Team Answers, have been kind of jumping into Slack, getting to know the platform. We use Sprout Social for our social media correspondence. I've never used that. So it's been a really great learning experience in general. I would say that I'm more of an introvert and I kind of sit back and take things in. So it's been really nice to be a part of a team who's kind of like very vocal and excited, and you know, they have all this great energy, and I've been really able to feed off of it and learn from folks. So it's been such a great experience. So now I'm sitting here, if you see me on camera, I'm in Gmail and I'm in Slack and I'm in the tech chat trying to answer questions, and my team's helping me out. So yeah, they've been a really great group of helpers.
Incredible. And I'm going to also bring in Erica. So Erica, I wouldn't claim that you're in the communication team, but taking over partner communications and partner outreach to see what kind of collaborations we could have. And we have some surprise partner stuff happening today. Tell us a little bit about what you were able to bring in.
Yeah, so it was such a pleasure to work with this team. It's if you know the paradigm that you're like the 5 people you hang around. So and in the idea that you either raise the bar, raise the average of the people that you're around, or you bring the average down. The idea is to surround yourself with people who are better than you. And this planning team was absolutely raised my bar. So thank you for letting me be part of this and letting me learn from you. My role on the team was to facilitate partner involvement. So for us, what partner involvement means is if there's a company that wants to maybe get in front of our audience or wants to help just make today just kick ass and awesome. So we're able to partner with some really interesting and thoughtful companies. We certainly had some pretty high goals. So one of the things that I learned through the process is being able to share exactly what you know, a partner or a sponsor is going to kind of get out of it, and shifting their mindset to how do they contribute rather than talking to them initially about
because we had no attendees and didn't know who was coming, and
right.
we didn't know
right.
So, hey, please sponsor. Right.
I promise it'll be worth it, right? So shifting that mindset was a really cool activity.
And so do you tell us about, we have in Orlando and San Diego, something that's happening today, right?
Yeah, so in San Diego, can we announce that?
We can announce it's happening. We don't, or can we not? What's
Okay.
going on?
There will be some surprises happening too.
There's some surprises.
I didn't know we couldn't announce it. Where do they look to find the surprises?
Will be on Instagram.
On Instagram. Okay.
Yes. Surprise and delight. I will say for sure one of the surprise and delight factors is a clean crafted beverage. And if you don't know what that means, Google it. Clean crafted wine. You're going to be super excited. Promise.
So we have selected some participants somewhere across the US to receive something that we will be doing live on Instagram throughout the event today. So awesome. Well, thank you, all three of you. Thank you so much. This has been incredible, and your work obviously couldn't have happened without you. So I want to thank you all so much for today. Okay.
Thank you.
Now I keep being told by Room Mom Heidi that we are out of time and that
You are.
Get ready. So thank you, Heidi, for keeping us on track. So this is it. This was the big kickoff, which was also the retrospective and also the behind the scenes and also the how it came together. And I want to thank you all for being here today. So if you have seen the Kiko Chat pages, then you know if you click through on the left-hand side, each of the tracks, it will change the image on the page so you can see exactly what's happening in each room. And if you click on the full agenda tab, you can see the whole overview of everything that's happening. Sessions kick off in 10 minutes, and there is a session in every single room at the 10:40 Central Time track. So this is going to be crazy. Yes, there are session descriptions in the tab. So let me share the screen real quick so you can see exactly how to navigate.
Quick. And in each room is an ebook, which where during the whole entire event, you guys can put what you learned, advice, best practices in each session. There's an ebook little link, and that at the end of this, we're going to turn it all into an ebook. It's going to be awesome.
So when you click on the left-hand side, each of these are the tracks. When you click on it, it's going to change what you see on the main page, which tells you the agenda for what's going on in that room. When you click on full agenda, this is where you see that beautiful sheet that Desiree created. And at the bottom of it, you can see tabs, theoretically. Here we go, detailed schedule. And you can get every single thing that's happening in the detailed schedule. You can also, when you click into that ebook that Nicole mentioned, the sessions that are going on in that room have all of the details of every description. So we tried to kind of bend this platform as much as we could to make sure that you can access the information you need. To join the rooms, there's a link at the top of each page or on the top left. So once you get into the track room, you just click the open Zoom, just like you did here. That's how we get you in here. Now this ebook, we want you to take notes because the notes that you take from the sessions you're in, we're going to turn into an ebook that all of you will get. So if you can only pick one session at the 1041, you're going to get the benefit of the notes everyone else is taking for the other sessions. And so give us probably until Monday and we will have that ebook out to all of you so you can then know which sessions to go back and watch the recordings for. And that's how we're going to make sure you get access to everything. What I miss, Nicole? You're muted.
I think, nothing. I mean, that sounds amazing. Just have conversation. This is not a sit and get unless you want it to be, but it's way more fun if we have two-way conversations. So just have fun, be relaxed, and there's a lot to choose from, which is so amazing.
And I know I talk fast, so I'll go back and go slowly. So when you're on your browser, view Kiko Chat as the venue. You have just walked into your conference venue here. Each of your breakout rooms are these tracks on the left. When you click into it, you're basically in the lobby of each breakout room. And this is where you're going to find out what's happening in that breakout room. To join that breakout room, you open the doors by clicking open the Zoom. And that's how you get inside the Zoom. Every single one of these rooms is a Zoom. So you can come off mute, you can talk, you can have conversations, or you can stay off camera, stay muted, and just listen into the conversation as it's happening. Hopefully, if you get in there, don't feel nervous about clicking around. Just click on some buttons and you will see what's happening. You can see the people that are in the rooms by the profile pictures, so you can tell where people are. And if you're looking for someone, if you've created a profile, you can actually click on the person and see the information that they have contributed. So please go in and play. We've got about 5 minutes before the next sessions kick off. So you can click on the full agenda to see everything that's happening at the 10:40 time slot. So that would be right here. And we have something in every room coming up next. Did that help, Liz, Dave, those of you?
Helpful? No? Yes? Awesome.
Awesome.
Cool.
Well, again, everything is an experiment. We are all trying things out. Everyone on the team is learning and growing and using this for sharing and content. So please, we want all of your feedback and we want to help you. So ask us questions and Nicole and I will be around. Don't forget to join in to this evening. If you're still around after Song Division, we will be using, the team at Cheftorial is helping us make mac and cheese into something super gourmet. So I need to order my lobster tails. So stuff going on.
And you can wear black tie.
So I'm going to turn on some tunes and you guys can hang out here for the next session, or you can go pick a breakout room. Let us know if you need anything and have a phenomenal day.
See you.